Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions, there are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Welcome to my full playthrough of Slay the Princess. I've heard really good things about this game, but haven't seen it, so this is a blind full playthrough. It does say it's a horror, but honestly there wasn't anything too bad in this, and I don't remember there being any jump scares, so if you're worried about that, don't worry. If you're new here, I'm Morph, and I love playing indie games, unique games, and games you've never heard of right here on this channel, so hit that subscribe, and if you're returning, please hit the like to support this video. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Lovely.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh. The screen moves interestingly. Move the mouse around. Do I click here to go next?
You're here to slay her.
Oh.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I don't know why that surprised me, actually. It's literally called Slay the Princess. So I have some options here. Wow, there's quite a few of them. Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Vive la Revolution! Okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
The narrator.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Thanks, G.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay, I mean, it's going to be a problem. I'm pretty, kind of a people pleaser, I'll be honest with you, man.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So wait, the hero is a character that I'm in control of that is also able to talk. That is not me. Interesting. I proceed into the cabin. All it'll take is a little bit of flattery and she'll be walking free.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table.
Oh.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Ah.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade or enter the basement. Well, let me go ahead and pick that up because, I mean, I don't know, she might be dangerous, right?
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I don't know, I've got big hands. Just saying.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Could just let her go, though.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Alright, let's hear what she sounds like.
Who's there?
Oh.
She sounds dangerous.
Does she?
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
She can be if she wants.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Sounds way too happy
You
to be
walk down the stairs
in a basement.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Simp.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Nah. Nuh-uh.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, a killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I mean, let's just drop it where she can't pick it up, right?
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Tickle, tickle.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
You gotta keep your distance, sir. Girl, you got some big eyes.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Like a terrible blind date. How long have you been down here? What's your name, actually?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay, Mummy.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Right. Let's see. There's a lot of options, isn't there? I'll try not to sit and read through them all and like pick the best one. We'll just kind of like loosey-goosey go with the flow and see what grabs us, you know? Hey, relationship, are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
You're right, that was inappropriate of me. So, apparently you're going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Oh.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I was hoping you would tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Well, the reason is that I don't trust narrators in video games in general. They usually prove themselves to be false narrators. But is the real subversion the fact that we are to trust a princess? We want to save a damsel when actually she could be dangerous. Maybe they're both dangerous. Maybe it's just me and you, hero. Maybe we're the real only ones here that need to sort something out.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's writing her dating app bio.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
But I need to know more. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
In what way, dear?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Are you about to 127 hours this?
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting.
I think
Right?
she might be.
She is. I'm sure of it.
We've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
I mean, we definitely haven't talked enough, but apparently I have.
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here, examine the chains. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. That one.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
Right.
And if you don't,
Okay.
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Why are you threatening me? I don't like that you threatened me. Locking her in the basement seems... Oh no. Oh no, I don't know what to do. I know that getting her out of here is a bad idea, but I don't... Right. It was the... Okay. Okay. Let's get you out of here. I've lived a good life, it's fine. I'll accept my fate.
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Okay, but it's because I want to, it's not because you threatened me.
You're making a huge mistake.
That's okay, it's the one thing I'm pretty good at.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Tug, tug.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I try anyway.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
You never know. I'll check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere.
I'll be here.
Yeah, don't
You
go
attempt to make
anywhere.
your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Hello?
Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Hey, let me out.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Everyone?
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Cut you out of here?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Well, that's just making me want to do that. Bite down on something.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Jesus.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Ah, babe, what are you doing?
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
She's not human.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay.
No,
I mean...
we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Hey, don't take control of me.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
No. Warn her. There's a warn her hidden right there.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Oh.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
And we have to find it. We can resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Uh-oh.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Dude, look at my nails. Get them done.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Oh.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
I did my best. Chapter 2, The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
So, but it's not
And
a
in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
It's not a restart because it's chapter 2.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end.
Of the world. I'm getting deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
So now the hero has become the skeptic. Okay, that's cool.
I'm inclined to agree.
Oh no, the hero's still
If
here.
he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
So he didn't turn into a skeptic, we just have a new voice.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Right. This is more than just deja vu. I'm pretty sure this whole thing just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Look, let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I do anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I mean...
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Yeah, what's your credentials?
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
I don't know.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
The world ended?
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Well, we can't know for sure, so let's not point fingers.
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Right, well, look, let's get to the cabin and see what's happening.
A warning, before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
Gotcha.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud?
Listen, there's nothing wrong with saying wink out loud.
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
What if the knife's gone?
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat
Different.
and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Okay. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
He doesn't see it. Why would you lie about that?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean. Oh no, what if I'm like, look at my nails. I might be terrible looking.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Huh?
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Okay, well, I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Although if I, do you know, if I don't take the blade, then what can she kill me with? I guess she could strangle me, couldn't she? She could wrap the chain around my neck. Don't threaten me with a good time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I wonder if it's gonna keep getting scarier and more prison-like, to be like, this is a dangerous thing in here, to convince you to do it.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and
more
lock eyes with the
chains.
princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Maybe we were previously chained up here because that's like why our nails could be all long and stuff. I'll sit with you.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit or sit closer. Fine.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
You did kill me in my previous life. I don't think I would want to get too close.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
First of all, we'll get married. We'll run away. We'll elope. We'll get married on a beach somewhere. A local priest will do the word bit. Our witnesses will be a donkey and a seagull. They will become our pets and our best friends as we then move into a cabin in the woods. There, I'll make pancakes for you every morning. You'll continue to appreciate that over the years. Even though you get sick of the pancakes, you'll know that it's our thing. It's a tradition. Do you know what? Scratch that. We'll do it every Sunday instead. We don't want them every day. We want to retain our figure, don't we, darling? Right. Then we will have a cozy life. Oh, you meant in this room? Specifically. Right. Sorry. What do you mean?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
I mean, how much danger would I be in if she was just ahead? She wouldn't be able to stab me this time. I've been here before, but am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Right.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Yeah.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
Gross.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I wonder if this is going on in our head and she's just looking at us like, what's he doing right now?
I won't. Fine. But you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Sorry, my love. I'm back in the room. So what happened after I died?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I don't believe that.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Well, who's that other chain for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Do you think it looked good on me? I mean, no.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Why do I kind of want to, though? Let me have a look at it.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Why not?
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
It's gonna be bad.
Yes, it's bad.
I knew it.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
A magnetic chain?
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Oh.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
Is it?
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Did you know this was gonna happen?
No.
So, I guess we're both stuck here.
Yep.
You wanna play I Spy? Rock, paper, scissors? Not one for small talk, huh?
Nope.
I mean, you'd think you'd be happy to have
That's
some
rude.
company. What should we do? Really? Do you want to play 20 questions? Okay.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
Seeing the room from this angle, you just think, man, if you were actually chained up somewhere that's just like this and that's it, you would go crazy so quickly.
At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time, and after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
Okay.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
It's not small talk. We can talk about whatever you want. What do you want to talk about?
Still rude.
Oh, it's gonna fall
You continue to
apart.
wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both.
Ah,
Time continues to pass
I hope we don't get buried
And
alive or
pass.
something.
and pass, until suddenly there are no walls.
Oh.
And then... And?
And then?
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
What? But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I don't know, fire and stuff. I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
If there's even a her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
I think I'm supposed to look in that.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Like, am I the princess? It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. Damn finger slipped. I'll do it for her. Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. There you go, you can tell the difference. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
It's pretty creepy, huh? What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
When you give the goth girl a chance. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Well, do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Let her out.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
So what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Whoa. This is a very cool scene. Like the music, this imagery, and like everything, and the voice. This is awesome. How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
So I feel like that's collecting different endings. Like I'm going to keep getting sent back to redo stuff. I was sent to slay the princess, to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
I wonder if anyone's ever cosplayed this. That'd be pretty wild. Look, you're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Well, aren't you scared if I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
And what if I don't let you?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished. Dry. Hollow.
Alright. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Jeez.
everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1. So then we restart.
You're on a path in the woods.
And we go through again.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
And I just got an achievement that said, the real Slay the Princess starts here. Interesting. I thought I had Steam achievements off. I don't know how that even popped up, but...
You're here to slay her.
Because I don't like them to spoil things.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But in this instance, it feels like it's adding to it. Right, so is this... Have I remembered anything? Have I remembered here? Let's see what these options are. I'll just silently continue to the cabin. What happens if I just turn around and leave?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Yeah.
Do you even know where you're going?
Yeah. I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's just go on an adventure,
strange.
boys. Oh.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
I'm turning around again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I mean, is that such a bad thing, narrator? Did you think about that? Maybe it's time. I quietly continue down the path.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Back to the cabin?
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again.
Of
now,
course.
I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Okay, but what star sign do you think she is? Look. I'm gonna keep trekking through the wilderness.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived.
Let's go.
As well as for everyone who ever will.
Let's see what happens. I'ma keep
And
walking.
here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Right.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
No?
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin.
Oh, it's like
And not just a
multiverse.
cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh. But, I mean, that's a piece of the puzzle, right? Like, that's a new route that I need to get for the angel
You're on
arms.
a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Right. If I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm going to stay here in the woods forever. Stay in the woods forever.
Oh, that's clever! A little boring, though.
The voice of the contrarian now.
It's extremely boring. Can we really do that?
So,
Can we really just do nothing?
different routes in part 1 are going to give me different voices for part 2. Perhaps I need a different voice when I I need to like unlock that first voice into part 2 to then do the right thing. So that's going to give us a lot of different paths.
You can't just do nothing. You have to do something. Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing. Forever.
So he wants to be contrary and do whatever the narrator says. Like, not do what the narrator says.
Congratulations. You continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? Who's getting fuzzy? What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore.
It's happening again.
Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Okay.
You're on a path.
So we pretty much
in the
made
woods.
everyone mad in
And
that
at the
one.
end of you're here to slay.
Because I didn't do anything, and then she wasn't very happy with us at the end. So let's go in.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning. Before you go, she will... We're not
Yeah.
ignore him.
Okay, so, but I mean, maybe do you know what? I don't think the voice of the contrarian would be useful. Maybe I don't need to repeat that, but we'll see.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air of the blade...
Okay, so this is all the same, so we'll just go ahead and... I'm gonna not take the blade this time. I want to try that since that occurred to me last time.
The door to the basement creaks open, her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Okay.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Thank you. Oh, you meant her. I'm sorry.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Right. Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Let's find out.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Hey, baby, what you doing?
She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot...
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Is her voice different? I feel like her voice is different to when we first, you know? Like, even in the first chapter initially, I feel like she was a little more sultry, kind of whispery, kind of close. Let's talk.
Okay.
Like, she's being different. What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Yeah, like last time she was really like a bit more formal, a bit more sort of dominant, and now she's being all sweet.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
Is Princess your name? She probably doesn't remember.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Okay, Princess.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Maybe having the knife is what changes her? Listen, what have you been eating or drinking down here?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Well... oh dear. So I can go back upstairs, I can say I can't believe they're keeping you down here like this, examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Tug, tug.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the...
So that's the same. Look, if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Nonchalance?
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Okay.
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
So now I'm down here and I have no knife.
Is someone else here?
I return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
There's the other
This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, looks like we're roomies.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
We already did free her with it, right? So now my only thing is to slay?
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back.
I'm hairy.
Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back.
Good point. Like, if she can cut herself loose with it, why would just stabbing her in the shoulder do anything?
Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Gosh. Slay the princess?
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Give up. Finish the job. Run for the stairs. I'll finish the job.
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job. You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons. And then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you.
When you let someone in the walls. How could you?
You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
My dear, I'm still on your side. I'm just making sure I collect the endings, apparently because the arms told me to.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Witch, Chapter 2. Well, that's different.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Okay. But I proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
The Opportunist. Let's see what they have to say. Now, is it going to be the... Oh!
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Very different.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, so I'm assuming the mirror is the same dealio.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There is... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe it.
You reach forward
Same
and
again.
rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I feel like, are my nails getting longer every time we, like, do it? I feel like, maybe? I'm not sure. Well, we know they throw it down if we... I'm just going to enter the basement. No weapon again.
No blade. I hope you know what you're getting us into.
I do.
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Yes.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
See what she sounds like this time.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Okay. Let's go have a look.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Oh, she looks like ready to go this time, and she's got a tail and like some weird feet.
Below.
Okay.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Ding, ding, ding.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult.
I get it.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Well, look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
The only mistake I ever made was thinking you would help me. And I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Well, that leaves us at a stalemate.
But unfortunately, I need you if I'm ever going to leave this place.
Right. Look, we both died last time. Can't we let bygones be bygones?
You were the one who stabbed me in the back when I was still in chains. A dirty little thing like you doesn't get to decide when all is fair.
I didn't bring my blade down.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Well... I don't trust you, not enough to free you. Leave her in the basement. Let's leave. Why do I have a feeling you're going to stab me in the back?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
Look, let's leave, shall we?
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
Are we about to kiss right now?
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
But Hero's an idiot.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted.
Well, I will step onto the stairs. You first?
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better by now.
Just go first.
Look, you're the one who said you can't leave here without me, which means I hold all the cards. Either you go up first or we stay here. It's up to you.
The princess leans close, her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially.
Hi.
What is she doing? I think she's trying to figure out if we're lying, so it's a good thing we didn't lie.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar. If I have to go first, I'll go first. But I'll have you know my ears are sharp, and I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Eyes on the back of her head? Does she really? No, we're fine.
She's literally going to have eyes on the back of her head.
The princess pointedly turns her back on you and starts up the stairs. You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs.
We're almost there. You better not try anything. I know you're thinking it.
Us? No, never. Just keep your eyes peeled when you get out of the basement, if you catch my drift. I don't follow. Oh, you'll know it when you see it.
What do you mean?
The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold, turning back to smile at you. But something catches her eye. Oh no. Oh no? It's the blade, isn't it? I was going to tell you to grab it once we got upstairs. That was the whole keep your eyes peeled thing, and then you would have stabbed her in the back and we would have been winners.
Don't.
I wonder if perhaps you were planning to bury this in my back. What an awful little scheme that would be. Too bad I got here first, and I don't even need it.
Wasn't going to.
Bye-bye, you loathsome little nuisance.
Then she slams the door on you. Its lock swiftly clicks into place.
As if I had have gone first, I wouldn't have been able to get locked in.
Locked in the basement, I thought for sure she was just going to stab us. The princess cackles from the other side of the door.
Princess.
How does it feel to be locked away and forgotten by the world? Isn't it just awful?
Look, you got me. Very funny. Can you let me out now?
No, you're going to sit down there forever, languishing.
I don't want to languish. I thought you needed me.
I do, but I just couldn't help myself. And we both know that you're already scheming about how to get back at me if I ever open this door.
I'm not.
So we're going to stay exactly as we are right now, for as long as either of us lives.
I won't be mad.
As if I could ever trust you after everything you've done to me. And after what I've done to you, you can't trust me either. Neither of us is ever getting out of here. It's in our nature to be trapped.
Look, try the door.
You tried it.
I force the door.
You throw yourself against the door.
What happens now?
Why isn't he saying anything? I think he's gone.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again. Otherwise, I might have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure. Why is everything going away? I feel cold.
Yoinked. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Oh, there's that mirror again.
Well... Look, we've been here before, you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
I'll see you on the other side.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. Finally! We're going places.
Now do I look different? You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward, they're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Oh, you're at the cabin. Is this, did I do
When
good?
I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself.
Okay. Let's see. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Well, what do you feel about me? These vessels that I've been bringing you, I've hurt them.
There is a hurt that dwells in them, but they are not me. They are thoughts and perspectives. They are feelings that inform my being. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I cannot be as I was before. There are new spaces that I must fill.
It's called growth. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel. and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart.
So every princess, every variation is a different form of the princess that we deliver to her.
Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Right. What do you want me to bring you?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
That's what I'm saying about Christmas lists when people are like, you know, what do you want? It's like, that's no longer a gift. You know what I mean? You don't have any preference on how you would like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
So I wonder if I'm shaping you, if I'm able to just bring nice things and then she won't end the world. Look, send me back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Right. To the next, then.
You're on a path. You're here to...
I'm here to slay, baby.
You make your way up the short path. A warning.
Me waking up every
Before
morning.
you go any further, she will... We're not going to ignore.
Here to slay.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Okay, so this time I'm just going to take the knife. I take it. I enter the basement.
The door to the basement.
I go down the basement.
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs, and she's focused on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I've done it before.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
She's manifesting.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course not.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
That's not even where the heart is it? Look, I'm just gonna get out of here.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because we have.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from
She's
certain
gonna be there,
doom.
right? She's gonna be waiting.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
Oh.
Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur.
I mean, at least
never
go
been happier.
chill in the basement. Is that weird? To feel like that would be less lonely?
Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Well, do you have any idea how to get us out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Well, you're right. I didn't like that idea. I'm just going to stick around and do nothing. Look, let's get out of here.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
Rude.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
The Spectre.
You're on a path. You're here.
Right, well, off to the cabin I go.
A warning. She won't be a problem.
Voice of the cold.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odour of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
I wonder what she'll be like this time.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Is she going to be a ghost? If she's a spectre and that one was a witch? Well, I shall... No point taking the blade if she's a ghost. To be honest.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air.
Delicious.
The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be... The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend
She's
the final
still
step,
dead.
the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Oh no.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Tim Burton directed this one.
Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you.
It's quite nice.
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body.
Oh look, right where we stabbed her.
She's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
Wait and see how it plays out.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe? Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
Well, do you know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper.
Curious.
A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Well... Look. The people who wanted you dead tricked me. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's team up.
Okay. I didn't want to be open to the idea, but there's no denying it now. You've clearly been here before. Oh. What tipped you off? Was it the corpse? Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that nobody tricked you. I've done nothing but give you wholly accurate information, and I'm sure whatever version of me you met in whatever other world you came from gave you accurate information as well.
So you continue to claim?
And how do you know that? Because any other me you've met is still me. And I haven't tricked you, nor do I have any desire to trick you in the future. And clearly you decided to heed most of the warnings I gave you. Otherwise you never would have mostly slayed her. But we did slay her. Yes, fine, you did slay her, but clearly part of her is still unslayed. There's no point wasting time bickering over semantics. The fact that you apparently botched the landing isn't on the me you're talking to, nor is it on any other version of me that you've encountered. You're using a lot of words to say a lot of nothing.
The enemy of my enemy.
The princess circles you again, her icy fingertips trailing up your spine, sending shivers rippling across your flesh.
I don't want enemies. I don't want to fight. I just want to go home. Is that really so much to ask?
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
So she could hear my voice this time.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out.
Yeah. Listen. Like, So many options, my goodness. Look, after I killed you, this cabin teleported. It wasn't in the woods anymore. Time stopped meaning anything. I had to kill myself.
You poor thing. That must have been so frightening for you.
Well, yeah, it was as it happens.
You know, after everything we've been through, it's nice to see someone finally sympathising with us.
Right?
This whole thing's been an ordeal, hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
She doesn't mean it.
Oh.
It serves you right.
Sorry?
I was pretty scared too, when you stood there not saying a word with a knife clenched in your fist. But now you know how bad it hurts to get stabbed in the chest.
Well, I got you in the back the other time. I was just, going for bingo.
It sounds like you got exactly what you were owed.
Huh? Listen, Right, team, I'm out of ideas. Thoughts?
We could always try violence. It's worked for us so far.
She's a ghost.
Who says ghosts are immune to violence?
Common sense?
There's nothing common or sensible about common sense. Action and observation are the only things that matter.
Fine. Then let me observe that the acts of killing her and killing ourselves haven't got us much of anywhere. We're still back in this cabin, we're still dealing with her, only now she has a good reason to hate us.
I suppose you have a point. Do you have any ideas then?
We could always ask her what she wants.
Oh, for the love of... Don't do that.
She wants to leave.
Is that really so bad?
Yes, it is by its very definition bad.
But those are the only options, aren't they? Violence or doing what she wants.
Right. So what are our options? I don't think there's much more for us to talk about. I'm going to get my blade. The two of us can fight. Retrieve the blade. Grab the princess. If you're dead, there isn't much for me to do. Leave. So I only have grab, leave, retrieve. I will be leaving now.
This isn't a solution. Nobody wins here.
You're...
Oh, she's upset, isn't she?
You're abandoning me here?
It would seem so, yes.
After everything you've done to me, you've chosen to do more?
The princess starts to float erratically from side to side, her cold exterior
It's actually
melting away.
kind of chilling when she does that, right? I'm not the only one.
But if you're just leaving me, then I'm really just going to be stuck here forever. Then there's nothing I can do. It's just going to go on and on and on and on, lonely and sad and hurting and empty.
When an anxious dates an avoidant.
No, not that!
She's about to try something. Get ready.
The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointed sigh echoing in your ears.
Ghost ASMR?
You turn and face her as she hovers between you and the stairs. Spectral tears streak down her cheeks as she places a translucent hand on your chest.
Oh, she can grab
It
my
feels
heart through my
cold.
chest.
But otherwise like nothing at all. Are we doing the right thing? Why do I feel so sad?
Don't let her get to you. It doesn't matter. Somehow, soon, this too will be over, and we'll move on to something new.
Her dark-rimmed eyes fall to the floor as she speaks.
I never wanted to have to hurt anybody. It's not who I wanted to be.
The tears on her cheeks vanish. She lifts her head, sorrow replaced with wrath, staring into you with fiery anger.
But I guess you've turned me into something worse.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then
Yes?
nothing happens. Are you sure about that? Something should have happened.
And yet it didn't. We're fine.
Step away, I'm not afraid of you. Stare at her in silence. Stare at her.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next,
Oh.
but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. A horrific splintering, the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue,
Ow.
icy, numbing
Oh, it hurts so much. Imagine that.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom,
I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's real now. Pity we don't have a weapon. Your last moments are spent a helpless witness as she rips her hand from your chest, holding your still beating heart in her clenched fist.
But that's ours.
See you soon, killer.
You promise?
She crushes it, blood and ruined vascular tissue leaking from between her fingers, dribbling unceremoniously to the floor. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3.
You're on a path in the wood. Yes, so it does.
I didn't mean to skip that. I don't know why it popped up like that.
No, there has to be a way out of here. There just has to be.
So now it's... did we hit a third chapter before?
Does there have to be a way out? For all we know, this is just how things are. No, I can't accept that. I know she just killed us, but what if we free her? What if we help her leave?
Am I a
we haven't
ghost?
tried that yet. That does sound like it could be interesting. Or at least different. I don't think we can stop her if that's what she wants to do. She ripped our heart out. Who's to say she can't go ahead and steal our body and make us do whatever she wants? Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even. Great. Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be
Sure.
with death, are we? And why should we be afraid of anything? We've already died twice.
We have.
Doesn't mean much to us anymore. All death
I feel
has
like this
done
means
is
maybe I'm on
shunt
the
us
right
back to
path.
These woods where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings.
If we're getting more than one.
This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading.
Oh, maybe it's
The world
not
has
a good
already
thing.
started to end.
Oh.
Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job, alright?
Right. I will proceed to the cabin.
You continue down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I don't like any of our options here. It feels like we're being driven down the tracks to some awful inevitability. There must be something we're missing. Something that would make everything make sense. Maybe letting her out really is the answer. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care. It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
I will enter the cabin. I feel like we've kind of
The interior of the
tried
cabin
to
is
let her
long
out.
and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward.
The mirror.
The only furniture of note is... That's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains.
He still doesn't
There's supposed
see
to be
it.
a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? What do you mean there isn't a mirror? There's a mirror. Plain as day. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Look. Approach the mirror.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward, towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. Oh, do we? Do we feel like we're being watched? I hadn't noticed. At least you're admitting to it now. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there.
Wipe it.
This is it. The mirror's going to go away, and she's going to startle us. We better brace ourselves.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening.
She's not there.
Oh, that was a close one. All that stress and lead up for nothing.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd see what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over.
I've been trying to be nice to you.
So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
Okay, maybe letting her in isn't the best idea. She clearly hates us. And what's your point? I thought you wanted to get out of here. This is a way out, and it's different. We might as well take it.
Yeah, but not like this. She's going to make it hurt.
Then turn off the part of you that feels things. Oh, like it's that easy? It is. Pain is just another sensation.
Except that pain hurts.
Yes, that's what it does.
Do we need to explain to you why pain is bad?
You need to explain to yourself why it isn't.
Well, look, I never wanted to hurt you. I don't know how I got here.
But you did hurt me. Twice even. And I'm not letting you do it again.
But I'm a victim too.
And sometimes victims become the same as their victimizers. Just because someone hurt you doesn't mean you get a free pass.
Funny how she says that like it's a bad thing when
I mean, fair.
That's exactly what she's doing right now.
Something tells me pointing out the irony wouldn't do much to help us.
You should be grateful that I still have a use for you. Being mine is more than you deserve, really. Enough talking. We'll have plenty of time for chit-chat once this place is far behind us.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle.
Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too.
Okay, deep breath. This is fine. This is fine. What am I talking about? This isn't fine. It was better when she was a normal ghost. It is fine. Everything is always fine. These consequences have no real impact on us outside of momentary discomfort. I'm sure your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul.
Yoink.
You're awake.
She's
Eyes once
inside
again
us.
fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong. It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
I wonder if we'll still be able to resist it and lock ourselves in the basement or something. Oh.
I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. It's rather rude to show up in somebody else's body and boss it around like this. We were gonna let you out of here. That's the whole reason we marched all the way back up to the cabin. Were we? I was.
I know you were, but you were only into it for the wrong reasons.
What does that mean?
And what reasons are those supposed to be? Nobody should be able to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Weren't you all of those things for me? I can grasp the shape of everything you think you feel. You think you are numb, but you are hopeless and paranoid. You are afraid of me, and I don't feel regret, even in the recesses of your soul. There is not a drop of sympathy to be found.
We weren't always like this. I've always been like this.
All I'm doing is reading what you've sown.
We don't have to let her out. I've been storing up a little bit of will since she forced her way in here. Take it and throw us all into the basement. It's better than giving her what she wants.
So I wonder if you can, because this is following on from us just walking up and stabbing her, if we have some different voices with us, maybe it goes differently.
You wouldn't dare. Move now.
Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
It's not that bad. The pain feels good. Because I know you feel it too.
Throw my body into the abyss or leave the cabin. I'm feeling like the abyss. I'm feeling like get us down in the basement. This doesn't feel like one we want to let out.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss.
I won't let you do this.
Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter. We're putting in everything we have. You're not. You're thinking too much about how she's hurting us. You're thinking too much about your body. It's just a body.
Yes, it's just a body now. But I gave you so many terrible things to you.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Next one we all go. 1, 2, 3. You throw everything you have against her and manage, for one brief moment, to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole.
Why do you hate me?
Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall, and fall.
Felt
And
like
fall.
this was the right thing?
We did it! We actually did it! Yes, we've really shown them all, haven't we? I don't think this qualifies as saving, but at least you didn't ruin it. What happens now?
What happens now? You wanted this.
But I want to know what he thinks happens now.
I'll be going to find that out.
Why? What do you know that you're not telling us?
Yeah.
You should pay better attention to your head. You left. Gone. It's just you and you and you and me. Idiot.
Terminal velocity ceases. You feel a something, a mass, a growth torn out of you. You and the princess look at each other for a short moment.
What's happening in me?
Another one. But you don't answer her before she's gone, and you feel a resistance underneath your feet once more. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again.
Approach. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror makes them leave. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
This scene's still awesome. Like, every time we get to it, it's so atmospheric. Well, doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. Not really, it all seems so distant. I mean, if anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
I'll take it. Well, how many more do you need?
We will know when we near our destination.
There's that many more? Do you still not care what I bring?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences. You have your responsibilities, and I have mine.
What do you think of this one?
This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in herself. She will make for a driven heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Well, do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Maybe. Have you figured out what you want yet?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, my awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of self-knowledge.
I'm ready.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. The hero and the princess. Am I going to have the princess's voice?
You're on a
Within
path
me?
in the woods.
Or was
And at
that
the end
always
of
what it
that
was called?
path
I
is
can't
a
remember.
cabin.
I'm getting so confused.
And in the basement of that cabin
What is
a
life?
princess. You're here to slay her.
Right. Look, do we have any new options here? I don't think so. Right, I'll just go to the cabin.
You make your way
Interestingly,
up the
I have
short
go
path
to
to
the cabin here. I don't have turn around
find
and
the
walk
princess
away.
within.
But I had turn around and walk away again in the witch one. Maybe I need to do that
Warning.
path.
She will love. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Well, this is the beginning. I just have the hero again. Okay.
The interior of the cabin is a blade.
Right, so what haven't we done? I feel like there's still some I haven't done with taking the blade, and there's still some I haven't done with it, so I don't think this bit matters. Let's explore. Let's do another just enter, I think.
The door to her voice
Hello? Is someone there?
is hypnotizing. Don't let it fool you.
Alright, I'm gonna explore and skip through, and then I will put any any that are different, I think. So we don't have to you don't have to listen to me skipping all of the same dialogue. And we're going to see what I can do differently. Okay, this time I'll save the princess. So she's chewing on her arm. I'll save her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm.
Yeah.
Just above the unyielding chain, you cut into her flesh.
Don't worry, baby. It's going to be okay.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
So this is, I mean, we've been here before, but the here before was when we brought the blade with us. So we're going to see if this is different, because she seems to be a different type of princess whether you grab the blade or not.
How is she still smiling after?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
All right.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high.
Ah, so he does
You can't
this
just let her
now.
escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair,
she's the
your
nice
body
princess.
steps forward and wait. This
We'll
isn't fair.
warn her
You
again.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
I will warn her. Oh, I can't even click slay. Interesting. I will warn you.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me.
Resist.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious
Is she going to do the
step
same
forward.
thing?
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She is going to do the same thing.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel...
I'm sorry.
That's funny.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
I don't think so.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood
Okay, but this
pooling
time she's
around
like
you,
a nice
your limbs
princess, so...
unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
But she was sad for us. We were trying to help her.
You're
Let's see
on
where
a
this
path.
leads.
You're here.
Proceed to the cabin. What voice do we have with us this time?
If only you knew what you did to us,
The
you villain.
Smitten.
Excuse me?
Forget he said anything.
But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time? What are you talking about?
I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Don't pay their bickering any mind.
Right. Into the cabin. He's got a new one.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The blade is your implement.
Nope, we leave it. We go down. My love, I'm here.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love.
Oh, please let this be a nice ending and then be the ending. Wouldn't that be so nice?
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much.
Shut up, hero. Let it happen.
We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
No, let us fawn.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
How dare they?
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
The three of us. You're right.
Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset.
Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever.
Watch me.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Shut up, hero.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it.
Well, So we have, I have to ask, did you end the world? I'm sorry about last time. The narrator sent me to kill you, took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
I was doing my best, and that is all that matters. That's all that matters to anyone. You just do your best, and then no one can touch what you've done.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Don't question it.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Well, rescue.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains.
Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
I'm not sure I follow.
Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists.
One of us has to be.
Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator,
we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
But she's nice this time.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
Yes?
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Okay. Well, I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Well, I want you to make me unhappy? I don't... There must be something you want.
I just want to make you happy.
Oh no.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Our happy ending is fading away. You have to want something.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
I love... I mean, at least we absorbed a very sweet creature into that thing.
No. She was our perfect match.
Was she?
She's gone. And is that a mirror?
Back to the mirror. I slide my hand down its surface, and I gaze into my reflection, and I see. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
My damsel. Do you have thoughts on this one?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you,
Yes.
and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Well, I wonder if these bottom things of like destroy your body, attack the entity. I don't know what that like. Whether I can discard some of them. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how. I've not seen this before, so I don't know how it ends or how much more there is. I'm hoping it's like maybe just 1 or 2, and then we kind of see what happens. But who knows? Like. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, one of them's something else. I call him a narrator. He wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
I don't know. I would just say... He does. He does. And when I find him, we're going to finally have some answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Okay. Deep. I'm ready to go back. Do you know how many more you need?
1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough.
So there is an amount.
And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Well, at least we stuck a good one in there before the end. If it's the last time, is there anything you would like?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose.
Well, I'm not liking that one of my contours is apparently
fully
one
drawn.
that hates me, because I have tried to be nice the whole time. Did my best, you know. Send me back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Just know that I tried. Chapter 1. I always was called the hero and the princess.
In the woods.
I just got excited
You're
for no
here.
reason. No reason. Right, cabin.
You make your way up. A warning. She will love. We're not going to go through. Ignore him.
So I wonder what else I could... What would be... If I take the knife, I'm creating a dangerous one.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air
But I
is stale
feel-
and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer
Yeah, we
of
get
but
it,
the
we
blade
get it, we get
is-
it, we get it. I feel like if I take it, I'm creating a dangerous one, you know? So I'm not entirely sure. If I don't take it, I'm trying to think, was there anything I could do differently without taking the blade? And I'm not sure there is. Other than, yeah, not warning her. But then I'm just creating another spectre, I think. Because I have... Oh no, because that was like actually like grayed out. I couldn't actually slay the nice one. Perhaps because we've already gone that route. If I go down there, what other options were there? I feel like we've done it. I feel like we, you know, kept her alive, she killed us, and we would just be repeating ourselves. I don't know if that's a thing. I think we keep her pure of heart. Pure of heart. We go in. Maybe there's
Daughter
another
the
way.
pervert
Hello?
is don't let
I just continue down.
good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you walk down the stairs and lock up. She's beautiful.
So this is the same as what we did before, but let's
Hi.
try and get something that
Do you
isn't
think you can get me out of these
smitten.
chains?
Let's talk.
Okay.
Right. keep her locked away. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a little bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here.
Oh.
It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that
so
you'll
she's
regret
changing.
that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Let's get you out of here then.
You can't be serious.
Thank you. Thank you. You won't regret this, I promise.
You're making
I
a
wonder if I end up
huge
doing the
mistake.
same thing, if that even counts as another body, or if they probably need like a different one.
No. I think you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to their large and
Okay.
heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see.
Yeah, right. I'll check upstairs.
Okay.
Door
I'll
is
be
locked.
here.
Wait, someone-
She starts to chew.
You make it easier for everyone. Look at them.
I heard the door.
There's a slight
She's
panic.
like,
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could...
No
barely
worries.
hesitates
Chomp,
before
chomp, chomp,
raising
chomp,
as she
chomp.
rips her flesh. It's the blade from upstairs. Or we could use
blade.
it. You won't like.
I only have the option to slay her now. So wait, as I am doing stuff, it is removing options, so I can't actually repeat myself. I can only slay. I can only slay.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. The wound drives her to the ground.
I'm sorry, my love.
Okay. There's no go.
You bastard.
Uh-oh.
Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you.
So
the
now we're
motion
back in the
ripping
fight
blade
with
from
her.
Wounded,
We've done
but
this.
still alive. She
You've made a terrible enemy, and
I thought we had the upper hand. It's an act.
We've done this.
Don't waver. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, your knife cuts into. Forget about.
Yes, I only have the option to
Though your
slay.
nerves are seizing with pain, you seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Ah, so now I can give up or run. I give up.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking
Creepy.
and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
after all this time alone,
This is the end.
No, I
Isn't
was
it?
a good guy.
Before you can answer,
Okay.
everything goes dark.
The beast.
You're on a path. You're
I'm
hidden.
on a path. I'm in a room. Let's see who we've got.
A warning. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it
The
plays with its
hunted.
freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time.
I don't think we've
Wind
done this
rushing in
one.
through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The blade is your implement.
We will leave it and enter the basement.
No steel claw. Do you think we can talk our way out of this? I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it.
I choose non-violence.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes.
Mindful of the holes?
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Please mind the gap.
She growls up the stairs.
Oh.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral. Impatient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs.
What is she this time?
The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
Jungle is massive.
You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her.
She's the beast.
Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess.
Not anymore.
You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright.
I don't think she's happy to see us.
The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Or move.
You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her.
She's like a half dragon thing.
Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit, what do we do?
Stop hiding, show yourself.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
You're deflecting.
And you bear your weakness to the world.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble. Keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Survive. Play dead. Stand still. Oh, survive? I don't know. Survive. Survive. Survive.
Barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
Look, we don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? If you could get out of here on your own, wouldn't you have already left?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions.
What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole.
Oh.
And I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just go back for the blade upstairs and slay her. Is that all the advice you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it.
She's clearly not.
A tickling sensation, right? Flee. We can't keep doing this.
Okay, so stay alive, run for the stairs, play dead, stay alive.
You're dismissed. Or maybe she's a little faster. You avoid her slavering jaws, but she manages to graze you, her titanic momentum skinning you along your side. It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast?
You're bleeding now.
You instinctively touch your side, testing her claim. It's wet and stings from the gentle touch of your fingertips. A costly mistake. We can't make it again. We will make it again unless something changes. We have to break the pattern. We need more time. She's cutting off our escape.
Our game is nearing its end.
Oh, I don't know. Why do you want to kill me?
Why does anything kill anything else?
I didn't say I wanted to kill you.
It sounds like she wants to do something even worse. What she wants only matters if she wins, and you're not going to let that happen. She's more tense this time. She means this next blow to be the last.
But if I run, you said she's cutting off the exit.
Moving again makes your bloodied side ache. We're exhausted. We're bleeding. We're still alive. We owe it to ourselves to move.
If I play dead, she said she doesn't want to kill me anyway. I don't think that's going to stop her. Standing still would be dumb. I guess I can't even run for the stairs this time. Just again.
Once again, you narrowly avoid the full force of the impact, and once again you are too slow to come away unscathed.
Maybe now I'll be able to run for the
You're
stairs.
starting to get tired. You're making mistakes. This isn't working. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. We're trying, but we can't keep this up much longer. We have to. We keep up or we die.
You're getting slow.
She seizes the opportunity, lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks over and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you. Too tired to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. Before you get the chance to react, it's over. She makes her last foray from the dark corners of the room, unhinging her dripping maw, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. You do your best to dive out of the way, and you partially succeed. Partially? Yes. The princess fails to swallow you whole. She only swallows your lower body. That's just as bad. That's worse, even. It's death either way. At least this will be a faster end. You look down to see that the dirt between you is strewn with your intestines, trailing all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. Your legs are nowhere to be seen. You start to go into shock. The princess, bloody saliva dripping from her lips, idly gnaws on what's left of you as you rapidly fade away.
Sucking me up like a noodle.
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Another chapter 3, the den.
You're on a path in the... That didn't work. We're going in with a plan this time. We're not getting stuck in another loop, just acting on instinct.
Okay.
We're stuck in a big enough loop as
We're
it
back
is.
here with a skeptic.
Instinct was keeping us alive, until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do?
And a hero and the hunted.
Great. So you've been here before, so you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me,
Gotcha.
and why is that? Having me explain why
Gotcha.
whose rule is it? It's my rule, and this conversation is over.
Enough bickering, boys. Let's get to the cabin.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do. So, we need a plan. We've been over the plan.
Goad her out of the shadows. Make her show herself.
And what if she doesn't want to be seen?
We'll figure out a way to make it happen. And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight, it will. It's always easier to fight what you can see, no matter how big or toothy she might be. She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. So we're gonna draw her out.
But she's fast. And she's clever.
We're clever too. So this time we're not gonna let her cut off our escape. We're gonna lead her to the stairs ourselves. It'll be a lot easier to deal with her once we can actually see what she is.
But you already know what she is. She's a princess.
Yeah, right. A princess we couldn't see. And one that had big, sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth?
Yes. Get
The
to the
interior
cabin.
is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all.
We in the jungle, baby.
The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump. A
Do you know where you
pristine
are?
blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement.
If there's a way
I
forward,
guess
that mirror
I'll
is
take it
blocking
this
off.
time.
What are you talking about? There is no mirror. There's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement.
I'm really wondering, though, if it's every time we pick up the blade is some sort of counter towards a bad ending.
He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us.
Then either way, we need to investigate. Might as well get started.
I'm gonna choose not to take it, and I'm gonna, stick with gentle heart, right? I'm gonna just go.
You really think being unarmed is best?
I do.
Hope you know what you're doing. But let's not forget that it's up here if things go south.
I know she's gonna munch, but...
The steel claw makes us sloppy, too confident. We'll be faster without it. You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
Haven't you been paying attention? We're not hesitating. This supposed hole is blocked by that old mirror.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It's so grimy.
Maybe we can wipe it clean and finally get a look at ourselves.
You reach forward and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement. See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue.
Oh no.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs.
What's she
No
gonna be
entity
now?
threatens
She's gonna be like some
violence or pleads
crazy
for safety.
monster.
Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Say nothing.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe.
Okay. Step into the shadows and try to lure her out.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears prick,
you'd be
eyes
so
wide
scared.
despite the inky blackness.
Well, that's right. Keep steady. Don't let your nerves get the better of you.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape.
That's stage one. Now stay focused.
You dive into the tunnel and begin scrambling up towards the cabin. You hear her behind you, claws raking at the dirt, chains rattling, breaths hot and heavy with the effort of the ascent. But the sounds are coming slower now, the breaths pained and stuttering. You no longer sense frantic motion behind you in the tunnel. You risk a glance.
What's it gonna be?
She is a broad and sickly creature, her withered and emaciated flesh clinging to bones too large to fit in the narrow space. She managed to squirm her way into the tunnel in pursuit, but now she's stuck, incapable of either moving towards you or returning to the open darkness of the basement below. So that's what she's become. She wasn't like this when we started. Was she? No, she wasn't. Looking at her makes me feel sad. Yeah, now that we can see her, she doesn't feel like much of a threat at all. Her eyes look up at yours, wide, pleading. Come back, you can imagine them saying. Don't leave me here. But you shouldn't listen to the sad eyes of a vanquished enemy. She wants nothing more than to change places with you.
I don't know.
If you want us to ignore her, then why would you tell us any of that wide, pleasing eyes begging for mercy business to begin with? All it does is make us feel conflicted. I'm merely describing things as they are. It's not my fault that her eyes had something to say, even if that something was a ploy, which, if I might stress, I pointed out to you. What should we do about her anyway? Can she still end the world like this? She hurts. We should help. Maybe we should try and talk to her. This is a good opportunity for information. We shouldn't waste it. That's a terrible idea. She doesn't know anything. She hasn't even said a word since you got here.
Let's talk. Peacefully approach the princess is my only option.
You cautiously make your way closer to the princess, her eyes avoiding yours with the silent resignation of a defeated predator.
That's the trick. Oh. Yoinked. Okay. It's not what I expected. You don't get the opportunity to speak to her, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's gone. And there's that mirror.
Memory returns. You approach the mirror. You are nothing. Nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and you see it, a figure, a faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. What is that? Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
You're the narrator. You're like a bird. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image of the glass in two. Another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. What? You're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Oh. Well, we've got a lot of options here. Have you been the same all along?
I haven't, and that's by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Well, what are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
It's getting closed in. I have to, choose wisely. Destroy the mirror. What is my true identity? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, did they know about this? What is the princess? I wasn't supposed to see this. I don't want to waste any. I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Well... you know about the looping?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Can ya? What is the princess?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
Right.
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Oh boy. It's getting close. Why a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? Well, the people beyond the walls, do they know about it? What's my true identity?
You're the Long Quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I'm the Long Quiet. I'm the Long Quiet? So, what do the people out there know about? Do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
I've got 3 left. Why would you want me to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Fair enough. Well... why... did you make her a princess? I kind of want to know that one. Why is she a princess?
Are you asking me to spend my final moments psychoanalyzing you?
Oh, what have I done? Sorry, it's the menu. She wound up a princess because you wanted her to be a princess. As to why?
Maybe she needed to be beautiful, important, above you, but on a level you could still approach. A herald of things to come. I don't know. Gods are supposed to be beyond comprehension. I really shouldn't try and anthropomorphize you like this.
Morph, you say? It's the final question. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. Lie. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. Not lie. I'm going to slay her. I want you to know that before you die for good. You're out of time. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'll think about it.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away.
Bye.
You know what you have to do.
Everyone say bye, Mr. Echo. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. It is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. What? Huh?
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
What? I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response and patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
So what happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in this? Why is this falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions. I need answers. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. If you were always going to become this, what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. So then we have, I told you what was going to happen. Slay the princess. Slay the princess. It's time for us to leave this place. Let's explore first. Did any of this matter?
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
I just wanted to talk. Honey?
You are devoured. Prey for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows. But even after the pain of defeat, you returned. The dance is its own truth. It is the movement that matters, not the pause you mistake for an ending.
Well, the dance was good, wasn't it?
And it will always be good if you choose to live in it. Do not linger on the highs and lows. They are fleeting strokes on a larger canvas. Your nightmare strikes a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
The different, princesses are coming forward that we interacted with. I don't want to hide from the truth.
Then don't. Leave with me. There's no need for you to fight what we are.
I'm ready. I want to leave with you. I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective. I don't know, because I don't know what I am, and I don't know what it means. If I'm a god, like, why would I not just want to leave with you? And, like, who cares for the world if you're a god? Stop the fight early and surrender. See things from my perspective together, okay?
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
Thanks, babe.
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back with mine.
Sorry, do it again? Didn't quite catch that. Good thing there were subtitles, jeez.
Forced between choosing your death and forfeiting your body, you chose agency. But agency requires action, and action requires endless tapestry of events. In your final moments would you remove action itself from reality.
Oh. Can you say with certainty what shape a world without you will take?
I know what I am, but I do not know what I am not. If a world without me is so unknown, then how can you be so sure you want to create it? A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other. But
This is
forever
such a cool
stuck in
ending.
place.
I love how it's doing
We
this.
both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. You let me move, and I slam the door. But that is not the end. And both of us must face our partner once again. The barbs twist deeper, but they do not have to. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
If there are no endings, there are no limits. If there are no limits, there is no difference between growth and decay. I've already come so far, what more is there left for me to see? With time, we could have been better. I won't engage with violence. Well, I have already come so far.
More than either of us can possibly imagine. If you would only open yourself to the totality of existence. To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. But even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
So it's like, do we want to end death in the world? I mean, honest, like, if this was, I feel like it does give life more meaning, is that it is not forever. They'll get over it, they'll see permanence as a gift. It would be torture.
It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease. To be paused is to be trapped.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I've got many Slay the Princess options, fighting for a better world. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. You've done everything to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, I must be able to change you. What happens if we leave?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
It's easy to believe in the things that you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
I'm ready to go. How do we leave? I never wanted to fight. Bunch of slays. Maybe I can still change your mind?
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Hero. Which one are you?
I'm all of them, I assume, in the same way that you're all of you.
Where's everyone else?
They're still where you left them, stuck in the folds of this place. Part of me is with them, just like part of me is with you right now. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I was going to just go with her, but now the voice of the hero is with us and making me think maybe I shouldn't. I'm not ready.
Too bad. We're going. Now.
What is this? It's like the sketches and... Oh.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
I'd like it for old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really mentioned the windows, did he? There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
I haven't taken it so far. Recently, I'm gonna leave it.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
Continue.
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are. Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
Sit with her. Are you the same as you were out there?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
I don't want to be a god.
Honestly, me neither.
What if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Take her hand in yours. I don't know, but I've always wanted to leave with you. I just didn't like being a god. I want to walk through that cabin door as we are, just you and me. Not knowing what it means is why I want it. We knew everything out there, but we don't know what this. I want to know this. It doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is we're leaving together. Oh, I like the top two options. I've always wanted to leave with you, but I also like the idea of just taking her hand. So maybe we can just like think that and just take her hand.
Okay then, let's leave.
I think I'm going to stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Are we actually going to get like a romantic good ending? Are you sure you don't want to come?
Yeah, it wouldn't feel right. But I'll be okay. I don't think I'll be alone for long either. I'm sure I can find the others.
Leave with the princess. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel her hand tremble in yours. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this, yet she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with her. It's so cute.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there.
I wasn't expecting like an actual emotional vibe to this ending. Like it's kind of... Anyone else? Is it just me?
Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
I love you.
I love you too. But I'm trying not to be sappy about it. Don't make me get all emotional.
Join me in the emotions, my love. Let us feel. We've been stuck like this for so long. Cute. I mean, I don't know what the other endings are, but I'll say that that was a good ending. That was really nice. Let me know what you thought in a comment. Let me know about other, ways that things can go, stuff that I missed, what you think of this game. And check out those videos on the screen to go on another adventure with me right now. And if you enjoyed this and the little bits that I did get to read to you, I would have loved to have narrated the whole thing, actually. Yeah, you can check out my podcast, Down to Sleep. It's on YouTube and Spotify and everywhere you get podcasts. Until then, good night.